The Clock of Dream. Ben was a curious boy who loved to tinker with gadgets and machines. But there was one thing in his house he couldn't figure out. An old dusty clock that had been in his family for years. It stood tall in the corner of the living room, its hands frozen in time. No one knew how to fix it, but Ben was determined to try. One night, as the house was silent and the stars twinkled outside, Ben heard something unusual. Tick, tock, tick, tock. He sat up in bed. "The clock, it's working," he whispered. He crept downstairs, and as he got closer, the clock's face began to glow. When Ben touched the clock, its glass door swung open, and he was pulled inside. Swirling lights surrounded him, and he landed in a strange, magical world. Above him, the sky was a giant clock face, with hands moving faster than normal. Ben looked around and saw colourful clouds floating like balloons. A tall figure with a long white beard appeared. "Welcome to Dreamland," said the figure. "I am the Keeper of Time. You have been chosen for a special adventure." "Me? What do I need to do?" Ben asked, feeling both nervous and excited. The Keeper smiled. "Dreamland's clock is broken, and time is running wild. If you can complete 3 magical challenges before the clock strikes 12, you'll restore balance. But if you fail, well, let's not think about that." Ben gulped. "Okay, I'll do it," he said bravely. The Keeper waved his hand, and Ben was whisked to a glowing field under the starry sky. "Your first challenge is to catch 5 stars and place them back in the sky. Be quick," the Keeper said, disappearing. Ben looked up as stars zoomed around like fireflies. He grabbed a butterfly net that appeared at his feet and started chasing them. One by one, he caught the stars, each twinkling brighter than the last. Finally, he threw them back into the sky, and they formed a beautiful constellation. "That was fun," Ben laughed. But the clock in the sky struck 11. Time was ticking. For the next challenge, Ben found himself standing in front of a broken rainbow bridge. "You must rebuild the bridge with these colors," the Keeper's voice boomed. Suddenly, buckets of paint appeared. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Ben quickly started painting each piece of the bridge, carefully matching the colors of the rainbow. But just as he finished, a gust of wind blew away the purple piece. Thinking fast, Ben used his purple socks to complete the final stripe. The bridge glowed brightly and stretched across a sparkling river. The clock now read 11:30. "I have to hurry," Ben said, running forward. At last, Ben arrived at a giant version of his family's clock. It was cracked, with gears and springs lying everywhere. "Your final challenge is to fix the clock before midnight," the Keeper's voice echoed. Ben examined the pieces, his mind racing. He remembered how he loved fixing his toys and gadgets at home. Carefully, he placed the gears in the right spots, tightened the springs, and polished the hands. As he worked, the clock's glow began to fade. "Hurry, Ben," the Keeper called. With just seconds to spare, Ben slid the last piece into place and pushed the hands to strike midnight. The clock chimed loudly, and Dreamland lit up with shimmering golden light. "You've done it, Ben," the Keeper said, smiling warmly. "You've restored Dreamland's time and proven yourself a true hero." Before Ben could reply, he felt himself being lifted into the air. The next thing he knew, he was back in his living room. The old clock stood silently, its hands ticking away like normal. Ben smiled and whispered, "I'll never look at time the same way again." As he went back to bed, the stars outside twinkled as if they were saying, "Well done, Ben." And so Ben's adventure in Dreamland became a memory he'd treasure forever. A reminder that even the smallest hands can fix the biggest problems. The end.